If you're a lover of lush pinks and tropical purples, you have come to the right place. Today we're going to take a look at the new Chantecaille Spring Summer collection. On this Valentine's Day, I just felt like this was literally the perfect collection to talk about. This is a brand new Spring 2026 Flamingo collection from Chantecaille. It's definitely vibrant. It's limited edition, and like I said a second ago, it's full of lush pinks and tropical purples. That's the whole idea. As with all of Chantecaille's major seasonal releases, they have teamed with a philanthropic organization. This time it's the Amazon Conservation Team. They are working to protect flamingos in their coastal ecosystems. So I'd say this collection features a mix of soft, wearable pastels, and then some surprisingly deep and buildable tones. Overall, the centerpiece of the collection are the two eyeshadows. The flamingos feature prominently in the designs. They are housed in their signature slim compacts with the flamingo artwork. There is the Dawn eye trio, which is the warmer option, although it's not really warm, just heads up. It includes soft peaches, sunset pinks, and a touch of rose gold. It's designed for sort of a bright, awake day look, if you will. Dawn, get it? Beginning of day. And then the dusk. The dusk is cooler toned, featuring a mix of shimmery taupe, opalescent pink, and a deep amethyst. I would say it's pretty versatile, allowing for a daytime wash of color if you want, or a smokier look at night, depending on, what you're looking for. On my eyes at the moment is the dusk. I have a look with the Dawn, which I will show you in just one moment. So when you look at this trio, the thing that I would say is that it is reminiscent of other trios by Chantecaille in the sense that you've got the deeper sort of purpley shade, you've got the light opalescent shade in the middle, and then you have a taupey shade. Chantecaille has done this over the last couple of seasons, and usually there is a clear, distinct warm palette and a cool palette. These, I think, are much more, I think these are both cool leaning. The Dawn palette, which I will show you, and I'll show you the eye look, is also cool leaning. Although there are peaches and, the sunset pink, and then you've got sort of this, I guess this is sort of the rose gold. When you put it on the eye, at least if you look at the eye look that I did, it comes across as relatively cool leaning and pink. I don't really get that much peach out of it, although things do turn pretty cool on me. These are each $80. And what I would say is that the formulas in here are the formulas that Chantecaille always have. They are really easy to use. They blend really well. You get a really good eye look. They are simple for anyone to use because there's 3 shades. There's a very deep shade, very deep. There's a deep shade. There's a shade that you can use as a base or some type of crease. And then there's an opalescent shiny shade, or, like the lightest shade that you can use either in the middle of the eye or in the corner of the eye. You can get different looks out of it, but they tend towards a certain type of look. These are going to be great for every day. If you're somebody who's looking for the opposite of the Byredo palette that I just reviewed, these are them. This is it. I think these will work well for a lot of people. I think it probably works up into medium deep. I think the issue becomes when these, quote, deep shades aren't deep enough to really create, a contrast. They're going to more blend with the skin. But I think they're going to be popular, and I think they're going to be looks that you actually use a lot on an everyday basis. I think that's what these are. The formula is really good for somebody who has dry skin, oily skin, normal skin, mature skin. It does look nice. The shimmers aren't overly shimmery. There is no wetness to this look. It's not, it's literally the opposite of the Byredo palette, like in all sense. Like it's not an over-the-top look. It's an everyday look. The two palettes look very similar to one another. If you look at the swatches, they're not that different. Strangely enough, I actually like the Dawn on me more than I like the Dusk. But what I do like in the Dusk is this very taupey shade. And I'll show you the swatches here in the light, the studio lighting versus the shots that I took in, you know, natural light, because I think a lot of times you're going to see these indoors. You're going to see these at dinner on someone, if not yourself. And it's important to know kind of what the difference will be between the two of them. And what I would say in the dusk, which is, like I said, what I'm wearing now, what I like about it most is the taupe shade, which is this shade. That shade is a shade that I think a lot of people are going to use for a one and done look. And when I say a lot of people, I mean myself. I think it's a shade that I will end up using a lot. I can also see me using this as a really nice accent. The pink in the middle is very, very light, but it is very pretty. It has a very nice sheen to it, and I think it will look, like I said, good on most people. I actually think on a deeper skin tone, that one will show up more than, you know, say like this one or this one. So it depends on who you are and what you like. The Dawn, what I like about the Dawn is that because the shade in the middle is a peach shade, and like I said, it goes cool on me. You can see that by the look. I'll put the look back up again, but it is peach. I think it's just that on me, you know, peach tones go pink. I think what you'll find is that for more people, I think it actually will look, I think it'll be nicer for most people, because peach is one of those shades that works on almost anyone. Not anyone, but like if you're really olive skin tone, sometimes peach is not great. But here's Dawn, here's Dusk. You see this peach shade in the middle? Like I said, it goes pinker on me, but I actually think this one is more versatile because this one has these two deep shades. So if you try to use all three shades, you're just going to get a deeper look. This one is a lighter look, definitely, but that's what most people do more often. Not everyone, but again, if we're talking about, you know, across the board, most people aren't doing a complicated look every day. Guys, I don't know if you noticed, but most of us are not going to galas. Now, if you're going to galas, invite me next time. Most of the time you're going to drop your kids off, or you're going to Starbucks, or you're going shopping, or you're going to the office, and you're going to the office and then you're making dinner. I mean, whatever it is you're doing. I have had many roles in my life, you know, as a lobbyist for 25 years in Washington, D.C. And even in that role, I only did like galas or those types of events a couple times a year. Like, it was not an everyday thing. This would have been much more realistic about what I was going to do every day. Maybe this, but, you know, again, it depends on your look, on what you like, on your skin tone, all of those things. But I will say the formulas in here are really good. Chantecaille does a great job. They're easy to use. But from an artistic point of view, right? Not from a, what do I want to buy that I can use all the time? But from an artistic point of view, I am a little bored. Chantecaille has basically come out with the same thing, you know, season after season after season. And even though I like the slim compacts and they're easy to throw in your purse, and I do love that, I would love to see something a little bit different from Chantecaille, different packaging, something, because I think Chantecaille used to do more of that, and then they changed hands and that didn't really happen anymore. So just saying. Although I just said that these are the antithesis of the Byredo palette and the wet look and the metallic look and all that good stuff. And I still think that's true, like just the way they are, right? I would say that if you are somebody who likes to play with makeup, you are likely to be the kind of person who always wants to try things out and see what happens. I am that person who's like, well, what if I did this? What would happen to it? So I always have some pure rose water from Chantecaille. This was a limited edition bottle, which I love, and I will continue just to put the rose water in this bottle because I love the bottle. If you take a little bit of the rose water, and I'm just using a cap, because I had to know, like, you know, when I played around with the Chanel, I was like, oh, can I use these wet and what would happen? And it turns out you can use them wet really, really well. I'm going to use the shade from the Dawn, the lighter one. What would happen if you took like the shimmery shade, the light shade that's in here, and did it wet? Like, would it look more metallic? Could I do something, you know, a little bit more out of bounds with the shade? So my answer to you And I'm being careful because I already have my, you know, mascara on. And I think the answer is yes. Now, you can also do this with the other shades. As long as a shadow is like a baked formula, for the most part, you can use it wet and not destroy it. There are some that I'd be like, but you know, unless there's something in it that is gonna react poorly to water, because that's really, I mean, the rose water, yes, it's, you know, got the rose de may in it. It's not, I mean, it's just basically water. You know, at its base. You can always, like I said, always use like a corner of it in case, you know, it goes wrong, but it should be fine. And, you know, you can put the color on your brush and then add water to it afterwards. You can do that. It never comes out quite as well, in my opinion. But I mean, yes, you can do that if you really hate putting water into the palette and ruining the prettiness of it. Even though these are meant for a very simple wash, beautiful, everyday look, if you feel like you need more and you want to amp up your look for evening, let's say, you could wear this during the day and have the dawn look that I did, and then dip it in some water. Bring a tiny brush, dip it in, and then you get this. And that is definitely going to be more impactful and more, you know, maybe more nighttime for you if that's what you think. But my point is, yes, these are the great everyday, you know, bright. I think they're wonderful for spring, and it's somebody who likes bright colors in general. And I think they will be a good use of your money in the sense that I think you'll use them all the time, but you can also get this metallic pop of color if you just add a little bit of water to it. So it does have versatility. It's not, I don't think that's necessarily what it was meant for, but the formula is such that you can definitely do that with it. The Lip Chics. So first, let me just tell you really quickly what I have on my face that I used in addition to the Flamingo product. I do have on the face tint, the rose face tint. This is like one of my favorite products of all time. I tend to mix the rose face tint with the bronze face tint in the summer to get like a little bit of warmth to my skin. I also have the gold face, like I love the face tints. I think they're great. They're the same formula, that jelly-like formula as the foundation, which I also have on. Today I have on Alabaster, and I love the feel of them. They're very comfortable, very comforting for people who have like rosacea or sensitive skin. I also have on the blush in Energy. This is last summer. See, this is the thing. I've lost, because they all look the same. The packaging looks the same. You know, the packaging is a little, it's just a little cheap. It's plastic. I mean, you know. And then the bronzer, this is Sunstone Real Bronze, and I actually really like this shade. It is definitely a warmer shade for me. I don't use as much of it, but I do like it. I do like this. So again, the product inside is good, and that should be the most important thing. But when you're paying $80, I feel like, yeah, but you should get something more. You know what I mean? Like, I feel like the product is worth like 50, 60. So that extra money, worth as in like out on the market, that extra money has to go towards the packaging. Do you know what I mean? Like, I'm not gonna pay $80 for this packaging. Like, I think Chanel's gotten that message where they've got, you know, the new denim pouches. And to be honest with you guys, that entire collection is basically sold out already, pre-order. So that's the kind of thing that I mean. I think on the market today, you need to have something a little bit more than just a great product, which, you know, it is what it is. All right, so let's talk about the Lip Chics. The Lip Chics are lightweight, glossy, infused with hyaluronic acid. They are great. I have been using these forever. Like long before I had a channel, I've been using these. So I really like these. I think they're very comfortable. They're really easy to use. I have no notes. My favorite shade is Jacaranda. Jacaranda? I think that's how it's pronounced. It's an elegant rosewood. That's how I would explain it. That is what I'm wearing with the Dawn. It's really good look. Really like this. I've been thinking about doing a video where I swatch all my Lip Chics that I have and lip veils. I have a lot of them. Let me know if you'd be interested in that. It would just be a, you know, evergreen. You could just watch it anytime. Then there's Camu Camu, which is a pinky rose. Now this is very bright. I think I'm gonna give this one to my sister. I think it'll look better on her than it does on me. It's kind of the color of my shirt, but like more magenta, I think. That's what I have on my lips. Then there is Guava. Again, very bright. Now these are spring shades, so I'm not against that. Like, you want a bright you know, summery, springy lip. Guava I do like. Guava is a warm coral. That's how I would describe it. It's actually a very nice shade. It looks good on. Again, because it's a coral, it has that, you know, coral is basically like a brighter, punchier peach. So coral looks good on a lot of people as well. Again, if you have really olive undertones, that might not be. It depends. I could see it working on a lot of people. Corals are really good choices for summer and spring. And this is Stella. This is a vibrant, punchy berry pink. So the two favorites that I have, of course, are Jacaranda and Stella. Those are my two favorites. The ones that I'm not sure about are Camo Camo, which is this one, which I thought was right for the look, but I don't know if I like it on me. I feel like it's too magenta. And then this one, which is Guava, which I really like. So the only one that I'm on the fence about is the Camo Camo. You guys let me know. Because I'm doing this Valentine's Day kind of look, you know, it fits with the headband. And so it's kind of like, all right, you know, but I don't know. I feel like it's a little too magenta for me. It kind of contrasts with the hair. I'm not exactly sure. But, you know, overall, I think this is a very pretty spring tropical look. I could definitely see somebody in like, I'm thinking of different places in Florida. Like this is a Floridian kind of look to me. I somehow get the feeling like this is like the antithesis of Boston, which is where I live. If you look at the Lip Chics, you know, I think you just need to decide which color is right for you, but the formulas are excellent. These work really well on, I've never seen anybody who doesn't like these, but they do bleed. There's hyaluronic acid in here, so it's very moisturizing, very emollient. If you have very, very, very oily skin and oily lips, yes, it'll go sliding off your face. I have so dry lips, so dry. They've been a little bit better lately. I've been using this new product, which I won't say on this, but I'll just say, unfortunately, I like it. But anyway, Lip Chics have been a formula and a product that I've liked for a very long time. I also have on the Chantecaille mascara, which again has been a favorite for a very long time. So that is the entire collection. I would love to hear what your thoughts are if you're going to pick it up. There will be sales. The one thing I'd say about the sales, the Lip Chics in certain shades tend to sell out before the sales sometimes. The eyeshadows, they tend to be around for the first round of sale, like whatever it is. Like if it's the spring collection, you know, there are sales afterwards. And then the fall collections, there are a bunch of sales. The eyeshadows seem to last long enough to get them on sale. The Lip Chics, sometimes they do. It depends on the shade. But if a shade becomes popular, it does sell out. I just want to be honest. And then, you know, so you might miss out on like your favorite shade. But you can usually get like 15% off or even like a 20% off at Saks or Macy's or Nordstrom, because Nordstrom will match. And I'm sure those sales are coming up. It's President's Day right around the corner. So thanks so much for joining me today, guys. I really do appreciate it. And if you're watching on Valentine's Day, happy Valentine's Day.